Hello, it's Esther here. I've just decided to do a very, excuse me, a very spontaneous video with a very spontaneous idea. Actually, this is how I roll. I'm not really one for planning. I just have ideas. So I've got Marcus has got a friend here, and I've just been listening to them squabbling over something to do with Roblox. And I got to thinking, like, next week in the UK, it's the start of the summer holidays. It's the start of 6 weeks where the parents of the UK have to think about what to do with the kids, how to entertain them, what to do when the weather's rubbish, because, it's going to be the summer holidays, so it's going to rain a lot, probably. And thinking about how it seems that people find it all quite stressful and difficult. You've got to sort out childcare, you've got to worry about keeping them entertained, keeping them happy, and it's a real added pressure if you're working, if you run your own business. It's like, when do I get a chance to work? So there are a lot of extra pressures on parents at this time of year, and knowing the way that the world works, much of that pressure falls on us women. I don't actually have it quite so difficult because Marcus goes with his dad quite a lot, so I get quite a lot of time to myself, which is quite nice. So what I thought was that, I know quite a lot of strategies and practices that you can use to get some peace, get some stillness, deal with stress, release tension, and when you're on the verge of putting them on eBay, how to release a bit of tension and a bit of stress. Hey, Jackie. So I just had this idea in my head that if you're a mum, if you're a parent, and you're wondering how you're going to cope with the next 6 weeks of looking after the children, dealing with all the struggles that summer holidays brings, as well as the fun that it brings, of course, then if you were interested in having an intensive one-to-one session with me through the internet, we could do it through Zoom, so you could have a copy, and I can give you some strategies that you can use for yourself and that you can teach your children as well, because a lot of the breathing practices, the tension releasing practices, the relaxation, the mindfulness practices that I teach are really good for kids. So when they are really bored, if the weather gets to be really bad and they're climbing the walls because they are stressed and bored and they can't do what they want to do, you can teach these practices to them. So what I'm offering, what I've just decided to offer, is a 2-hour session with me, and which we can go through some practices. I can teach you some things. If your kids are around, we can do it together, and we can spend just 2 hours together. And I would normally charge £250 for this, but because it's nearly the summer holidays and I'm just tidying my bedroom and feeling the sun shining through the window and it's Friday and it's lovely. So what I'm offering is, if you book it by the end of tomorrow, you can have that 2-hour session for £150. We can do it at any time that suits you throughout the summer holidays. Obviously, we have to work it according to when you're available, when I'm available. And you can have that 1-2-hour session to give you some really helpful practices. This offer is available to anyone. It's not just for parents. So, if you're feeling stressed in your life in general and you would like a 2-hour blast of some really powerful practices to help you deal with life and relaxation and manage your stress, then this applies to you as well. Children are not required. And it's just 2 hours of some amazing practices, £150. So if that appeals to you, please get in touch. You've got until the end of tomorrow, until I go to bed tomorrow night, which will probably be about 9:30ish, because I'm super rock and roll and I go to bed really early. So you've got until about 9:30 tomorrow night to book this with me, and we can schedule it for any time between now and when the kids go back to school in September. So you pay for it this weekend and you can take it whenever you want. So if you want to save it up for the end of the holidays when you're really, you know, tearing your hair out, then you can do that. I will make myself available to you at any time that suits you. So I'm going to go back to finish tidying my bedroom now, and I will hopefully speak to you soon. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.